Dr. Iger, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. How do you see trade between Russia and the UAE?
The Russian market has been important for Dubai for a very long time, and now we're talking about close to 1 million of visitors, which is, of course, an outstanding number. I'll say, if you consider it's that's the population of the UAE and the number of actually other destinations now. Well, Russians travel really everywhere, but a lot of them and repeatedly would like to come back to United Arab Emirates, mostly to Dubai, but also other Emirates like Ras Al Khaimah and Abu Dhabi now more and more attracting more and more visitors. So a number of reasons. First of all, of course, the infrastructure is there. Every hotel, every shopping mall, every shop, in fact, you go, you will find the Russian-speaking staff. It's very easy to get a visa. The procedures are very transparent and clear. No bureaucratic headache like you have, with, for example, with the European countries. I would say the offering in this market also keeps growing. Right, so the things that you can do here, if you compare it to 10 years ago, when I came here, people keep coming every second year and they find new things that they can discover and do in Dubai. It's not only shopping and the beach, it's much more. And just to mention, let's say the Formula One attracts many tourists and visitors from Russia, from all different levels, from the government down to the Formula One fans, motorsport fans. Many people started coming also with business in mind. So maybe in the first visit they just spent a good time in Dubai and leisure time here. But going forward they come back to start open companies. Educational business grows. We have students now in all major UAE universities, students from Russia. So they are traveling back and forth, so do the families. We have already mentioned business travelers. And honestly, many destinations worldwide that have been maybe alternative in the past, they are quite troubled. We had trouble in Egypt, we had trouble in Turkey, and some other destinations, even now within even closer markets to closer countries to Russia. So UAE is a very good alternative, very safe, very peaceful, and it's over 60 flights per week to Russia to different cities, so it's really a hassle-free destination. That's what makes a really a big difference and keep people coming again and again. And I believe the sector of this, what we call MICE, the conferences and business meetings, is getting really more and more important. That many Russian companies will choose Dubai or UAE to have their internal meetings or incentive trips, or again for the named reasons of convenience. Because our main target and aim is to support and lobby the interests of our members, and these are companies that are owned by Russian capital but based here in the United Arab Emirates. This was the starting point, and what we do, we bring these companies to give them more opportunities in this market, bring them together with government authorities to introduce them to local partners, explain to them how to do business in this country, be it those of labor law, is their legal situation, is it banking sector, and of course providing them through networking and extensive forums and roundtables, providing them more network and business opportunities. Now that we have grown to the next level, we have in fact more now inquiries from the UAE companies to do business in Russia, and that's something that we started doing since the last couple of years. We do at least 5 or even more delegations per year to different Russian cities. Also partnering with, for example, Fly Dubai, who is flying, starting this year to 10 destinations in Russia out of Dubai, which gives a great opportunity for us to travel directly and participating in exhibitions and forums in Russia. And in fact, just to give you one example, in June there will be a joint delegation from Ministry of Economy and Russian Business Council to Russia, taking to Kazan and Moscow, and will be headed by His Excellency Minister of Economy, Mr. Mansouri, and who will meet his counterparts in Russia. So One important thing is, of course, communication, networking, organizing fixed, scheduled forums and exhibitions through the region. And from this year onwards, we're taking it also towards Africa and the wider Middle East.
A rising number of Russian companies are operating from Dubai. What do you attribute this phenomenon to?
The reasons, I would say, they're on the surface. So we have very loyal to, let's say, and business-minded environment here, be it the government authorities or the facilities that exist here, the really outstanding logistics and travel connections to particularly to Middle East, Africa and Indian subcontinent. And there's really nothing that could be compared to it. And it's very, let's say, welcoming environment here for the visitors from all these countries. So they prefer to come here, set up an office, which is again very easy to do. If it's set up in a free zone, they can have even 100% company, which is what most of the businesses do, because they have in mind not only the UAE market itself, but the entire region. So for them, this business setup is very, let's say, very convenient. And also, again, there's no language problems here. I'm not saying that certainly all Russians speak English, but no, in this environment you can find a lot of people who can speak your language, and there are about 100,000 Russian speakers already living in the UAE, so they can definitely get enough support. And I think also organizations like ours, and even though we are only a Russian business council in the region, but they work towards welcoming and supporting the companies who set up here. No other country in the region has a similar offering.
How do you see the role of Business Guide CIS magazine in promoting trade between Russia, the CIS and the UAE?
The magazine or the guide is one of the ways of the tools that the businessmen would have in their hands to understand if I'm in a construction business, shall I go to Mozambique or shall I go to Kenya? If I'm developing in tourism, again, where do I go? And information is the first step when you want to develop any business or relationship. You have to know your counterpart. And as at the CIS, if you can still talk about the CIS, because as you know now, every country is taking its own direction. Some countries are growing closer together, the others are taking more independent paths. But again, the opportunities and the setup, the industrial economic setup in this country is quite different, and this is something that we need to explain to your readers.
Thank you so much, Dr. Reiger. It was a pleasure talking to you, and wish you luck in your endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you.